Hey, this is Gina Rogers from Grantwood AEA, and this is a quick tutorial on how to add an assignment to a course in Schoology. And so inside of one of my courses, which is this one right here called English 9, see if it'll show up here, I'm going to go to Add Materials and hit Add an Assignment. Then here I could name my assignment, and I can add some directions or context for the assignment right here. I can bold, italicize, bullet points, whatever I need to do to add those directions or context. I can also insert different content in here too. So if I wanted to add an image or a video, I could do that just by uploading certain picture, image, or video that I wanted them to take a look at, or I could attach from YouTube or someplace like that. And so I just put the link to that YouTube video there. Then the kids would be able to watch that assignment or watch that video right there inside of that context window. I'm just going to say these are down here. I could add an outside file if I wanted them to download something and read it. I could also link to an outside resource. I could add something from my resources, or I could also add an external tool if I needed to. Here I'm going to assign a due date for my assignment, and so we'll make it due this Friday. You can also set a time if you wanted to. The default time is 11:59 p.m. of that night, and then add how many points it's worth. If you wanted to, you can also assign a grading category for that particular assignment. And so I could assign it to a learning target if I set those up ahead of time, or I could set up some categories that match to the categories that I have in PowerSchool. I can also assign a scale for this assignment, and so the default is numeric, but if I wanted it to be an A, B with a plus or minuses scale, I could do that as well. I could also create a new rubric, and then I can align that rubric with learning objectives. I can add different criteria to the rubric, and so if I wanted a 2 criteria rubric, and then I could create very specific benchmarks for what each one of these number values means. I'm going to hit cancel with that, and I'm just going to make this a numeric assignment that is worth 25 points. Down here in advanced, I could do a few other things. I can individually assign an assignment, and so if I wanted to differentiate for a number of different students, I might tap on that and then assign to certain individuals. I can also assign a learning target to the assignment, and so if this meets one of those learning targets or standards that I'm really focusing on in my class, I can align to that. I can create a custom learning objective, or I can align to the Common Core. There's also the Next Gen Science standards here, and then also standards for foreign language learning, state standards to choose from as well. I'm going to X out of that window. I can lock the assignment until a certain date. I can enable submissions, or I can unenable submissions. I'm going to enable submissions. And then I can do statistics. I can have those visible for the students or not visible. And then comments, if the kids wanted to ask questions about the assignment or ask questions to one another about the assignment, they could do that as well. And is the assignment visible to students or not visible to students? All right, so I'm going to just go ahead and actually going to click that off and hit create. So here we have my test assignment that's showing up there. On my student window, which is right here, I'm just going to refresh. And so this is what it looks like for the student. If I click on test assignment, I can then write a comment, ask a question about this assignment, and hit post, and so then my teacher would see that on her side. I could then also, when I'm ready, submit an assignment, and so by clicking on the submit assignment button, I will then have this window that shows up, and I can upload an assignment, so I could upload some sort of a file type. I can create, so I could write my answer to that assignment right here, or I can pull from my resources. And if I have my Google Drive attached, I can pull an assignment from Google Drive there too. I'm going to go ahead and hit create actually, and then say and then hit submit. And so once I've submitted, I then have the option to resubmit the assignment. If I get feedback from my teacher that says, hey, I need to change something, I can just click on that and resubmit again. And it will say what revision I'm on as well. So this is revision number, that would be revision number 2. If I flip back over to my teacher window and refresh my browser, we'll see in test assignments, I should have a submission from this student. If I click on that, I'll be able to look at her answer right here, and then I can give her feedback. I could download the files if I wanted to. I can grade right here, and I can also highlight and annotate and add comments to her document right there. And so this was a quick tutorial as to how to add different assignments to your course in Schoology.